Consolidate Outlands owner Silas Kerner is enjoying the race today from his luxury box. Well, let me just say this, Silas. If you're on the market for a new best friend, I'm available. Engines hum and thrusters burn as they wait for that final count.
Scanning. Contact. Scanning. Scanning. Contact. Scanning. Contact.
Couldn't argue for better conditions to race in, I suppose. Call me old-fashioned, but I follow the Wayland Vickers mantra. I love it when the weather's an opponent.
1, go.
And there's the start! After Chaos Sonora's qualifier winner dissing on last week, everyone's asking if any of today's competition will knock her out of the top slot. It's outstanding that these pilots have been able to maintain this pace. I've never seen anything like this. Skill.
Scanning. Proximity alert. High. Scanning. Contact.
Yes! I can't believe I'm watching this.
Contact.
You're going the wrong way!
Checkpoint.
That's when you know the system really handles well. When they can pull a ring like that and still manage to hold the line.
Checkpoint.
Absolutely incredible! What the hell? To the pilots in this race, I ask, can you go faster? And if yes, then please go faster. I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Perfecting the foundations of racing will always dominate tech. With that lap done, this is where strategy is really going to start coming into play.
Checkpoint.
Nicely done. The pilots leading this race have to be wondering, is this the time to play it cautious, or is it the time to really go for it? Look at that precision flying.
Lap complete.
Come on!
Checkpoint.
Everything is looking neat and tidy as these pilots show off why they're the best in the empire.
Scanning. Scanning.
No!
Checkpoint.
Contact.
Well, there are no guarantees in Murray Cup, but this
Scanning.
race is starting to look like a sure thing.
Contact.
Checkpoint.
Excellent!
Checkpoint.
The competition is being absolutely dominated right now. With the season rapidly approaching, it's going to be interesting to see who, if anyone, really establishes themselves as a racer to watch. Well, it's the final lap. This is where you start to see just how good these pilots' engineering crews are. The ships have been taking a beating. The MCR's recently implemented enhanced safety protocols are on full display. Sure, it makes the race a little less exciting, but I guess some people would argue that that's worth the price of saving some lives. Not me per se, but some people. The leader is simply outmatching everyone. It's like they're on a whole other level. That's a great sight.
Final lap.
race.
Checkpoint.
As an announcer, it's important that I remain impartial. But as a race fan, I've got to say, I hope somebody crashes soon. Another lap in the log.
Checkpoint.
There we go. There is some exemplary flying happening here today. A real treat. That was hot. Everything is looking neat and tidy as these pilots show off why they're the best in the Empire.
Checkpoint.
It's outstanding that these pilots have been able to maintain this pace.
Checkpoint.
Well, there are no guarantees in Murray Cup, but this race is starting to look like a sure thing.
Checkpoint.
What the hell? Well, I'll be damned.
Checkpoint.
Look at that precision flying.
Race.
Oh, it's finished. Someone's supposed to wake me before the end of the boring ones. I can't believe I'm watching this. Thanks for joining me in New Horizon. I'm Trevor Bask. Keep flying.
Your journey begins now. All systems operational. Scanning. Contact.
Hello.
New Horizon is really proving itself to be a thinking man's racetrack.
Who's having a sleepy on the bed?
Last chance to make final adjustments as we're near the start.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Couldn't argue for better conditions to race in, I suppose. Call me old-fashioned, but I follow the Wayland Vickers mantra. I love it when the weather's an opponent. With the season rapidly approaching, it's going to be interesting to see who, if anyone, really establishes themselves as a racer to watch. The MCR's recently implemented enhanced safety protocols are on full display. Sure, it makes the race a little less exciting, but I guess some people would argue that that's worth the price of saving some lives. Not me per se, but some people. After Chaos Sonora's qualifier win at Issingon last week, everyone's asking if any of today's competition will knock her out of the top slot.
Three, two, one, go.
And here they come. Oh,
Scanning. Proximity alert.
come on!
Proximity alert.
What the hell?
Scanning. Contact.
Big risk there. We'll have to see if they make their
Contact.
move a little too
Contact.
early.
Checkpoint.
My understanding is that Consolidate Alpha's owner Silas Kerner is enjoying the race from his luxury box. Well, let me just say this, Silas. If you're on the market for a new best friend, I'm available. The pack's really starting to separate.
Checkpoint.
No! I can't believe I'm watching this. The pilots leading this race have to be wondering, is this the time to play it cautious, or is it the time to really go for it? I've never seen anything like this. This is a clinic of precision and skill. Another ring cleared. Oh! We're seeing a lot of ships struggling to get a hold of this track today. No! What the hell?
Welcome. Your journey begins
I
now.
can't believe I'm
All
watching this.
systems operational.
Oh, no, it's not.
Contact. Scanning. Contact.
Checkpoint.
Come on!
Scanning.
After Chaos Sonora's qualifier win at Issingon last week, everyone's asking if any of today's competition will knock her out of the top slot. The leader is simply outmatching everyone. It's like they're on a whole other level.
Checkpoint.
New Horizon is really proving itself to be a thinking man's racetrack.
Checkpoint.
With the season rapidly approaching, it's going to be interesting to see who, if anyone, really establishes themselves as a racer to watch. I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Perfecting the foundations of racing will always dominate tech.
Checkpoint.
Contact.
What the hell? Couldn't argue for better conditions to race in, I suppose. Call me old-fashioned, but I follow the Wayland Vickers mantra. I love it when the weather's an opponent. Final lap. Time for things to get interesting. We have one pilot going the wrong way round the track, so it may be worth specifying that the direction in which you cross the finish line does in fact matter. The competition is being absolutely dominated right now. Well, I'll be damned.
Checkpoint.
Excellent!
Checkpoint.
With a racetrack this huge, it can sometimes be difficult for pilots to get a full handle on the pacing they need to set for themselves. It's outstanding that these pilots have been able to maintain this pace. Now it's a race.
Proximity alert. Left.
Final lap. Checkpoint.
The pilots leading this race have to be wondering, is this the time to play it cautious, or is it the time
Scanning.
to really go for it?
Contact.
I can't believe I'm watching this.
Scanning. Contact.
That's a great sight.
Checkpoint.
I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Perfecting the foundations of racing will always dominate tech.
Wrong.
And now there's a pilot flying in the wrong direction.
Checkpoint.
Well, there are no guarantees in Murray Cup, but this race is starting to look like a sure thing. Let's see if the pilots will be making adjustments as they head into the next lap. There we go!
Checkpoint.
The leader is simply outmatching everyone. It's like they're on a whole other level.
Checkpoint.
No! You'll often hear people grunting about max engine output, but give me precise maneuvering thrusters any day. I've never seen anything like this. This is a clinic of precision and skill.
Contact.
Checkpoint.
There is some exemplary flying happening here today. A real treat.
Proximity alert. Left.
There you have it. Another mediocre race comes to a bland conclusion, and I die a little inside. New Horizon Raceway, known throughout the circuit for its tricky turns, and of course its New Horizons. Everything is looking neat and tidy as these pilots show off why they're the best in the Empire. And so we conclude another step in the immortal journey of man and machine, another display of technical prowess and raw instinct, another chance to watch stuff blow up. Good night.
Your journey begins now. All systems operational. Scanning. Contact.
Rip.
1. Go.
They're off! The wait is almost over as the ships are primed. The MCR's recently implemented enhanced safety protocols are on full display.
Checkpoint.
Sure, it makes the race less exciting, but I guess some people would argue that that's worth the price of saving some lives. Not me per se, but some people. My understanding is that Consolidate Alpha's owner Silas Kerner is enjoying the race today from his luxury box. Well, let me just say this, Silas. If you're on the market for a new best friend, I'm available. New Horizon is really proving itself to be a thinking man's racetrack. Oh.
Scanning. Contact.
Call me old-fashioned, but I follow the Wayland Vickers mantra. I love it when the weather's in the boat. And the ships clear a lap.
Scanning.
With the season rapidly approaching, it's going to be interesting to see who, if anyone, really establishes themselves as a racer to watch.
Right, now I can see.
Come on! After Kale Sonora's qualifier winner dissing on last week, everyone's asking if any of today's competition will knock her out of the top slot. What the hell?
Right,
Yes!
try not to come last.
Checkpoint.
Ah,
That was hot! With barely meters to spare and at these intense speeds, those rings pose a significant risk.
Scanning.
Come on!
Contact.
Racers are entering the final lap.
Checkpoint.
Some pilots really having an off race. They might want to rethink any plans to buy a lottery ticket tonight.
Checkpoint.
Nicely done.
Checkpoint.
This is just dreadful flying.
but
Checkpoint.
Today's race is turning out to be a real stick breaker.
Complete.
Oh!
Checkpoint.
Scanning. Contact.
Absolutely incredible.
Checkpoint.
The MCR's
No.
recently implemented enhanced
Bollocks.
safety protocols are on full display. Sure, it makes the race a little less exciting, but I guess some people would argue that that's worth the price of saving some lives. Not me per se,
Scanning.
but some people.
Contact.
And that's the circuit complete. I can't believe I'm watching this. Nicely done. My understanding is that Consolidate Alpha's owner Silas Kerner is enjoying the race today from his luxury box. Well, let me just say this, Silas. If you're on the market for a new best friend,
Contact.
I'm available. No! Many of the pilots have switched from drinking water during the race to a hydrating gel, just to shave off those precious few grams from their ship's weight. What the hell?
Scanning.
With the season rapidly
Contact.
approaching, it's going to be interesting to see who, if anyone, really establishes themselves as a racer to watch. I can't believe I'm watching this. And with that, today's qualifier comes to a close. I've been Trevor Bask. See you next time.
this game will be better when you don't spawn just outside the spaceship. But hey ho. Let's have another go. The spaceship.
Welcome. Your journey begins now. All systems operational. Scanning. Contact.
New Horizon is really proving itself to be a thinking man's racetrack. Mechanics are making the final adjustments before we get underway.
3, 2, 1, go.
And here we go.
You are leading.
The leader is simply outmatching everyone.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Oops.
Welcome. Your journey begins now. All systems operational. Scanning. Contact.
Couldn't argue for better conditions to race in, I suppose. Call me old-fashioned, but I follow the Wayland Vickers mantra. I love it when the weather's an opponent.
Your journey begins now. All systems operational. Scanning. Weapons. Contact.
Horizon is really proving itself to be a thinking man's racetrack.
All systems operational. Scanning. Contact.
You have lost.
The MCR's recently implemented enhanced safety protocols are on full display. Sure, it makes the race a little less exciting.
Proximity alert.
Checkpoint.
Check.
As the race goes on, pilots are really beginning to fade. Well, I'll be damned.
You are leading.
Look at that precision flying.
Checkpoint.
Precision flying.
Checkpoint.
There we go.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
My understanding is that Consolidate Outlands owner Silas Kerner is enjoying the race today from his luxury box. Well, let me just say this, Silas. If you're on the market for a new best friend, I'm available. Well, there are no guarantees in Murray Cup, but this race is starting to look like a sure thing. And around we go for another lap. It's outstanding that these pilots have been able to maintain this pace. There is some exemplary flying happening here today. A real treat.
Checkpoint.
I've never seen anything like this. This is a clinic of precision and skill.
Checkpoint.
Their competition is being absolutely dominated right now. That's a great sight.
Checkpoint.
Excellent.
Checkpoint.
Yes!
Checkpoint.
Show me.
Final.
And with that lap, the end draws near.
Checkpoint.
You'll often hear people grunting about max engine output, but give me precise maneuvering thrusters any day. I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Perfecting the foundations of racing will always dominate tech.
To me.
Another ring cleared. Race fans, we may be moments away from a crash, as a pilot with no regards for their own life or the lives of others flies in the wrong direction. Now it's a race.
Checkpoint.
Big risk there. We'll have to see if they made their move a little too early.
Checkpoint.
The pilots leading this race have to be wondering, is this the time to play it cautious, or is it the time to really go for it? The leader is simply outmatching everyone. It's like they're on a whole other level.
Checkpoint.
I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Perfecting the foundations of racing will always dominate tech.
Race.
Clearing a lap, you've got to wonder if this is the point where racers will begin to make their move. People ask how we're ever going to make peace with a Van Duel. And I say, make them watch a race like that. I'll be damned if seeing flying that good doesn't make everyone just want to hug it out. Today's race is turning out to be a real stick breaker. With the season rapidly approaching, it's going to be interesting to see who, if anyone, really establishes themselves as a racer to watch.
Checkpoint.
Yes! I've never seen anything like this. This is a clinic of precision and skill. After Chaos Sonora's qualifier win at Issing on last week, everyone's asking if any of today's competition will knock her out of the top slot.
Checkpoint.
There is some exemplary flying happening here today. A real
600.
treat. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, but mostly the ladies, this is Trevor Basque bidding you a fond adieu.